Good morning, it's Guy Kawasaki. I am in Santa Cruz, California, and I wanted to welcome to the Remarkable People podcast show. Today's guest, this is a Wednesday, because every Wednesday we have a new episode. Today's guest is Patty Sanchez, and she's a big wheel over at Duarte. And Duarte is this consultancy in Silicon Valley that makes good speakers great and great speakers remarkable. And they work with people like Apple and Nike. And trust me, that a lot of what you see from the Apple events is because of Duarte's expertise. I wonder if I wasn't supposed to say that and I violated.
That's interesting. Well, there's by the way, there's a ton of great stuff, and I mentioned that in our last live was that if you're a speaker or you do online presentations or anything, there's so much good stuff on here because nobody's really talking about how to present, virtually. Everybody says it sucks and everybody hates it. She gave a bunch of points of why she liked it, why we should embrace it, and how to move forward. So there's tons of great stuff on this episode.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. No, let me just quickly say, you take the floor, Peg. I mean, she has a book out that is about how to rock virtual talks. And, let's just face it, more people talk virtually now than in real life. So of course you should get that book.
Right. I think this is going to be, I think about my kids, and we were lucky enough that they got a great education on how to speak and do public speaking. They had to do a thesis for their senior year and some stuff like that. And I see how now in college, they're way ahead of people who are just petrified to speak in front of people. And so I think this is going to be a skill that's going to have to be taught in the educational system, and because it's just going to be more and more, this is just the way of life. This is the way it's going to have to be. So it's really good.
Mm-hmm. I had to take speech in my senior year when I lived in Michigan. That was a class every senior had to take it. And I remember doing that. And my class, I think everybody else took it. I moved there my senior year, and I think most of the people in the class were like younger, and I was older, and I had like the perspective. It was like the end of the school year. It was like the end of my, like all that kind of stuff. So my speech was like very like, and I'm going to miss all these things. And I had all these like burnouts in my class, and we're like, what the heck? And I was like, shut up. And I got like notes in my thing, like, don't be sarcastic to the people in the audience. And I was like, oh, well.
Weren't you in drama or something?
Yes. I was in drama. Yep.
So there.
And Jeff was in drama also. I think that is like one of the best things. My kids all were in speech in dance and theater. And it just gives you like a great, like, I've never been nervous in an interview or to go meet people, or I'm always like, I think maybe when we went to go meet Ariana Huffington, I was maybe a little bit nervous. But I was fine. I like piped up with ideas and stuff.
I'm nervous right now. So, I mean, I think it affects differently.
I think theater is a great thing because it does help you be comfortable speaking with people. I think it is a detriment to you if you are a person who just freezes and can't speak.
No shit.
And all of your job now is on camera. Like there's got to be people who it's torture for them to do.
This is just another example of, what schooling teaches is not related to what you need in real life, right? So imagine all the people out there who are just sweating through calculus classes because they're going to use calculus every day for the rest of their life, but they're not going to talk or communicate. So focus on calculus. I mean, it just makes very little sense to me.
So that brings up something I don't think I know the answer to. Like, when was
what?
I know.
You don't know the answer?
I don't know the answer to so many.
No.
But for Guy, it's like, when was your like first speech, or where did you learn how to speak publicly? Because you give so many speeches a year. Do you remember your first speech, and were you nervous?
I don't remember. I did not have anything in high school about that. I had nothing in college. And then I worked for Steve Jobs, so it was totally intimidating when you work for the best speaker in the world ever. And then what? You're going to go give a talk? Holy shit. So I cannot remember, but I know I was paid for it.
Well, I mean, did it did you, I mean, like that would have probably be nervous. Like you got people associate you with Steve Jobs, and you're supposed to be a really good speaker too.
People did not associate me with Steve Jobs.
Now they do. But
I mean, be honest.
But was it? I mean, that would be intimidating me. It's like I've got to live up to that. Did you spend like months preparing, or did you I'm going to wing it?
No, I definitely did not wing it in my early days. I definitely practiced and rehearsed and studied and wrote stuff out word for word. When I gave high school commencement speeches, I literally had things written word for word, and I printed out in 14-point type, and I had speaker notes and everything. I haven't printed out notes or anything in a couple decades or so. I mean, it's just, at some point, it just becomes natural. It really is natural for me at this point.
Gotcha.
So right before you begin the fast decline, it becomes natural.
So all of you who are watching,
do you think you're an introvert though? I think naturally. Do you think you're an introvert? Yeah. So it's interesting because you can be successful as a speaker as an introvert or an extrovert. So
it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just need to learn how to fake it.
Right. And also it's just overcoming that fear, because it is just like a mental, just like the fear of being in front of people. And, I don't know. I've done it in so many different places, I've been in so many shows, and, bad things happen, good things happen, there's all kinds of stuff. And I lived through all of it. So it's like, oh, it's fine. I've done, I think I've talked about on the show before, but I've done presentations where all the slide stuff totally died, and I had to do it all live as a workshop.
I was there. I remember that.
You just gotta just go with the flow. That's the thing you
before
learn
Canva.
in theater is the show
you could tell
goes
she was
on.
so mad because they couldn't get her slides working, and she's like, "Okay, we'll just go."
I just kept going though. I mean,
where was this?
Social media marketing.
That was at Social Media Marketing World. Actually, I think you came in at the end of that one, guy, and I was just like, "But you didn't know I didn't have any slides or anything." I just kept going.
This is a Michael Stelzner production in San Diego those days?
Yep. Yep.
Oh, do they still have that thing?
Yeah, they're doing it next year.
Having one in March or one in February or something. Yeah.
Too bad we're not qualified to speak at it.
So,
woo! I think we've all spoken there a lot, by the way.
Yes. So gosh, I don't even know what to say now. So the icebreaker for today is, what is your most important communication?
The thing I remember most about Social Media Marketing World, Peg, is that tomahawk steak at Roy's.
Oh,
remember that steak? That steak had a name. That steak had its own Wi-Fi.
Dinner was so good.
Oh, that was a steak.
You want to know what was even better? The dessert that they made that had the little Hawaiian donuts with 3 dipping sauces.
Oh,
which is a Hawaiian thing that I just had never had that before.
Who did we charge that dinner to? Canva or LinkedIn?
I think, did they comp that for us?
Oh, well, yeah, I was BFFs, or I am BFFs with Roy. That me.
I think that one was. I think
it's good to be Guy.
So if you
that was
want
like a personal dinner, that wasn't a Canva dinner, but we have had Canva dinners there too.
So if you want to, be at the level where you get your meals comped at Roy's, make sure you listen to this episode at remarkablepeople.com, because Patty Sanchez will help you become a better speaker. There's no, if you want to be a better speaker, you've got to listen to this episode. You can find it at remarkablepeople.com, or you can actually go and just hold up your smart device right to the screen here, take a picture of this QR code, or just tap the QR code and it'll take you right to a place. And we would love it if you guys would leave us a rating and review, because that really does help out.
And don't forget our community.
Our community. A shout out though to the person that we were with, which was Neen's Guy, who's a great communicator. Yeah, she's from Hawaii, and she connected with Guy, and she's amazing. And they were at Social Media Marketing World learning how to do things for clients in Hawaii. And like people that are great communicators that you meet in person, you just don't forget that. Like when they make an impression on you.
We're friends.
I don't know if
to
she's
this
watching,
day,
but she does comment on a lot of things on Facebook and LinkedIn. So shout out to you if you're here.
Very cool.
We're friends to this day, and we have we finally got sick of renting bikes or not having bikes in Hawaii, so we bought bikes and we leave them at her house. And I mean e-bikes, not not just beaters. So.
Well, that's why she's not here. She's out on your bike.
That's right. She's taking a spin on Guy's bike. So
I put an Apple tag on my bike. I know exactly where she is.
guys, most important communication tool is the AirTags, I guess, to track people. But what is the most important communication tool? So, Peg, for this question, did you mean like software tool, like Keynote, Canva?
Well, it could be different
PowerPoint?
things. I don't know. I mean, it was just talking about like how are you communicating with people. So it could be a tool
My
like
phone.
email or texting or something like that. Your phone.
iPhone
Yeah.
13, baby.
So
I actually miss old phones though. Like speaking of phones,
flips.
I actually just miss a landline, like that you pick up and you dial and then you just
have a dial
talk to
tone.
people and then you leave your house and it stays there.
That's true. So you got a bag phone for your.
We just moved, and one of the hardest things to figure out is how do you what does the thing at the gate call if you don't have a landline?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I still haven't figured what to do. So, because
Well, what did it do at your old house? Did you have a landline?
Well,
I thought they had a cellular backup.
Well, I really don't know, because if you think about it, if you don't have a landline, does the gate thing have something to call on? And if it's a cell phone, then what happens if you're, with Peg in Chile and FedEx is at your door?
You know what I would do, Guy? I would go in the kitchen and look in the drawer next to the refrigerator for the little book on how to run the gate. If those people are amazing, somewhere in the pantry or the kitchen will be.
I'm sure there's a cellular backup. There's got to be, because I mean, even my little alarm on my office here has it. Like when the power goes out, it switches to cellular.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, like Guy's point is, if you have your phone and you're out, you don't want the call for the gate.
Yeah. Well.
Hey,
so that's an important communication tool for Guy. So if you have the answer of a thing that you can remote control your gate, Guy would like to know. But most important communication tool. I was going deeper into this. I thought I was thinking like storytelling is in communication. Mm-hmm. That's the best way to get. We
talk about that.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yep. I have to say that this episode is the most practical and tactical episode of 102 episodes that we've had. It's just at that level of, it's at that level of speaking tips. What color should your background be? Should you be standing or sitting? All this kind of stuff. How much of your body should you show, et cetera, et cetera.
Green screens.
Yeah, green screen, whether you should have a green screen, a virtual background, not a virtual background. And then, so if you listen to this one, and then Cody Keenan, who used to be Barack Obama's speechwriter, you'd have speaking nailed by listening to the Remarkable People podcast.
And Erica Dewan.
Yes.
We have great. I mean, communication is just a skill that everybody needs it. Everybody needs to be able to communicate well. So if you're somebody who's more introverted and you're not comfortable with speaking and things, then you need to be able to present in a different way. So you have more, create a great Canva presentation, and that is a different skill too, because then you're visually communicating. So that's another part of your presentation. You're doing the speaking, but also what you put in your presentation, you're not putting all your text in there. You're, creating some visuals to tell the story. So you put a picture up to give, you put a picture of your puppy up, and then you tell the story about the day you got your puppy. And, it gives a little bit of a, either it could be funny, it could be serious, but it kind of helps the story along, but it doesn't take away from the punchline. So there's a lot of skills in visually creating a presentation as well.
Yeah, I agree. So we had touched about this before and we teased it, but we didn't tell them how to get there. We want to make sure that you guys, one way to learn is by networking, and we have that at Remarkable People Community, and you can find that at bit.ly/Remarkable People Circle. It is case sensitive, so make sure.
I still can't believe that.
It's true. We'll make a QR code. Soon there'll be a QR code, and I'll put a link
last
in the
week
comments.
You said you'd do it for this week.
No.
Didn't happen. Didn't happen.
I did say that last
Go
week.
look. She said.
She did say that, but
She said that.
I said it would. I said it will be. I said it will be there in a few weeks if you go back and listen.
Yeah,
time flies. It feels like just a few minutes since we did the last episode.
I know. It does.
But it's a great place. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff that happens in there. Where it's all for you, the community, and there's going to be.
It's free.
Yeah,
it's open. It's free.
No advertising.
App. No advertising. No algorithm.
Mark Zuckerberg's not involved.
Unless he comes in to join us and talk about the metaverse.
Metaverse. This is Guy's verse. We should have named it Guyverse.
You don't want to be tied with that.
Or Meta Kawasaki or something. Yeah. But yeah, make sure you guys go there to remarkablepeople.circle. But make sure seriously, this is one, I've forwarded it to some of my friends who are speakers because I think it's that important, especially the virtual aspect about what her book's about. Being able to, there's just so much stuff that you have to think about now, especially engaging your audience, and how she talked about even how to get and engage with the camera. I mean, that's so important.
Take me off camera. I'm going to type in without capitalization, see where the hell that link goes.
I don't know if I can take
probably
you off.
just will
I'll
be
go to
broken.
Peg.
Will be my guess.
Yeah, so,
hi, everybody.
Yeah. So why don't you want to see them typing?
Just join us in our community, and we're going to do things like maybe ask me anythings. There's going to be just like conversations around each podcast. We'll share the live shows, all kinds of stuff.
Mm-hmm. And maybe even special editions of things like that you only get inside of the community. Like we won't have
live streams.
Yeah, we won't put like maybe some of the Ask Me Anythings anywhere else but there, and so you can have
only there
exclusive access to Guy, and also
sometimes we ask like of upcoming guests. Guy will ask if you have any questions for them or ideas for shows, things like that.
Yeah. So Remarkable People Circle. All it is case sensitive. What you see on the screen is what you need to enter. Guy is actually testing this out right now because it's that important.
Something is wrong because I typed it the way you put it on the screen and it goes to search results.
I'll put a link in the comments.
And it may be that because you're already a member. Who knows? It may give you.
It's bit.ly.
bit.ly
/ Remarkable People Circle.
Is there supposed to be a .com on there, Jeff? No, bit.ly.
bit.ly. No, and it should work.
Okay. Well, anyway, so thank you guys for tuning in. Guy is going to be checking Google. Jeff is going to be stopping the video.
Right. But make sure you check. Check this one out, and also make sure you guys go to Remarkable People if you have not listened to that. And also, you can just take a little, hold up your device and touch the little QR code, and it'll take you right to where you need to go. I don't know what I'm saying.
Something is wrong with that link.
But we'd love for you guys to leave us a rating and review.
New members.
We have tons of new members. It's growing every day.
Yes, they're joining, and they're asking
it's
questions.
a little test. If you're not smart enough to figure out our incorrect link, you can't be in the community.
I'm wondering if it's because you're already there and it's doing something weird.
I'm typing bit.ly /R Remarkable, P people, C circle. That's right.
Maybe
right?
it's down. Maybe Bitly's down right now. We'll figure it out, and this will work.
Well, next week.
By next week.
We'll talk to you about it next week.
Right. Thanks, guys, so much for watching. Go to remarkablepeople.com. Check out this week's podcast, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.